So in this video I want to take you through some of the basics of how you would manipulate the figure in Blender. So in Make Human I've created this figure, and then I will open Blender and I will import the figure into Blender and use the different tools to move certain body parts. I have used the game engine rig, as this gives me better control over the fingers and also gives me access to the toes if I want to move them. So we'll just click on the screen to get rid of the splash screen. I'm going to highlight the camera and the light and press the delete to get rid of them. I'm going to press N on the keyboard. This will bring up the sidebar menu. Go into Make Human and Import Human. Now this might take a few seconds to do it. And here you can see the figure has now come in. So with the rig highlighted, we first go into the running man and we go into Viewpoint Display, and in this drop down box we're going to click Stick. This just makes it easier to spot the bone structure. This figure I'm only going to manipulate a small amount of the hands just to fix where his hands have gone into his legs. So with the rig highlighted, we need to go into pose mode and we're going to click on this bone here. I'm going to use this bone to manipulate the hand. Next we need to click on this button here, which is the bone constraint properties. We drop down the menu and we're looking for inverse kinetics. And then what we need to do is change the chain length, and for this I'm going to change this to 4. Now if I scroll out you'll see this now is taking the constraint from this bone all the way up to here. So when I want to move this, these bones will move with it. So the next thing I'm going to do is we've got either the move or rotate. Now in this case I'm going to try and use the move tool, and here you can see I've got different axes I can move it in. So if I click on the blue arrow, this allows me to move it up, but as you see it is actually moving the elbow as well. If I use the red axis, it's moving it in that direction. Or I can click in the middle and that gives me free movement in all directions. Now as I said, you could use the rotate. Now this will tend to only rotate the one bone. So if you wanted to manipulate the finger in one direction, so it ignores the inverse kinetics when you're using the rotate mode, which is handy to know. And that is basically how we move the different bones around. I wanted to kind of keep this short because in future videos I'll show a bit more manipulation of the figures. There's so much more we can do.